What's up, YouTube? Unruly here, and welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Mobile Gundam Suit. In today's video, we are going over ZAKU II Melee. If you guys remember, in the previous video, he has a ranged form, and now we have the melee formed. ZAKU II Melee loadout is a close range character with 1200 HP and a dash limit of 2. So this is, instead of that ranged having a gun to do most of your work, you're getting up close and personal in these fights as ZAKU II. First primary attack is the large Heat Hawk slash. This is that little bit of range that you get. Nothing too crazy when it comes to the damage, but it's a cleaving strike, effective at close range targets in front of you. Striking pierces enemies, so you can actually collat and do damage behind targets, as you see in the clip underneath me. Its sub-alternate attack is a guard tackle. Basically, you raise your arm shield up, but this has a rage mechanic. Okay, if you've ever played games with rage mechanics, basically you take the damage to deal the damage. As you see, perform a front tackle while guarding, inflicts damage on the struck enemy, knocks them back, and disables their shield. But there is a bar. There is a blue bar that is basically your rage mechanic, and that's going to be explained here in a moment. Its G maneuver is the large Heat Hawk. Basically, you get your axe out and you start spinning and going crazy. This is a good ability to clear out objective-based game modes in domination, or even if you're trying to get to the defuse of a mega charge game mode, this is the ability that you would use for that. Its active skill, survive temporarily blocks all attacks, but the user is rendered motionless. During the deployment, damage takes fuels the rage meter. That rage meter is coming in play here really soon. Now you have an ability that you could fill that up. Temporarily blocks all attacks, but the user is motion useless. So when activating this, pay close attention to your rage meter, because based off of how much damage you take and build up that rage meter is where your next two skills come into play. The large Heat Hawk Shockwave is a mighty swing. It's an alternate attack of the axe. Hitting someone fills up that rage meter. Now, Zeon's Rage. Everything that I've talked about with the rage meter, this is where you go crazy. In my opinion, this is like a second G maneuver. Unleashing the rage meter fills and consumes the meter temporarily, conferring super armor. So you get the armor buff, as you can see down in the clip underneath me, and boost your attack power. This rage meter is the first instance of rage being used into the game of Gundam Evolution. And basically, like I said, the more damage you deal, the more damage you take. Using this alternate ability is basically another G move. As you can see underneath me, you can actually attack multiple targets at once going through. And you could do the stuns, a lot stronger attacks, a lot faster attacks. So pay attention to the rage meter whenever you're taking damage and dealing damage, because then basically you could pop this secondary ultimate. I'm going to say it's a second ultimate, because that's really what this is. Charges over time, you could use it a lot faster. Deal that damage and rage for that short period of time. That buff with the armor might actually save your life if you're in a close 1v1. Pop the rage, get the extra armor, do the extra damage to clean up that fight, then you can go and heal. This character, in my opinion, is actually going to have a higher skill gap with how big its kit is. So basically paying attention to all of its active skills, the sub-weapon, along with that rage meter. Do I think there might be other rage characters in the game later on? Most likely. But this is the first of its kind, and I'm actually super excited to see how this plays out in Gundam Evolution. I think this character will be really strong when it comes to those group objective modes. But when you're doing those capturing the waypoints and stuff like that, that game mode there, maybe not so much. But we'll have to see when the game comes out and when we get the hands on it. I'm excited for ZAKU Melee, and I hope you guys are too. I hope you guys found today's video informational and explained a little bit how this character will work, with a little bit of insight from my alpha testing. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.
We'll be right back.